If you're using VPN to add an extra layer of privacy over public Wi-Fi networks, or maybe to bypass geofencing or censorship, you might have gotten in a situation when you need to access a specific website using IP address that would be different from your VPN IP address. Just as an example, let's say someone is in UK and that someone is using VPN, so that websites would think that that user is in United States. And this person suddenly has a need to access one particular website in UK using genuine UK IP address. Maybe this website uses geofencing too, and it can only be accessed using UK IP addresses. Now, it wouldn't be a good idea to shut off VPN completely, just for that one website. And that's when you would usually use a proxy. Consumer-grade VPNs are built in a way that they usually just route all your traffic through the encrypted tunnel. So you either have it all encrypted or you are exposed. Proxy, on the other hand, allows you to fine-tune this, because you can surgically send traffic of a specific app or even of a specific browser tab to access internet resources using proxy IP. And normally you would have to buy a proxy if you wanted speed and fraud score to be decent. But the good news is that if you have an active VPN subscription and your VPN provider offers Wireguard configurations, you don't have to spend extra money, because we can just turn this Wireguard tunnel into a proxy. And that's what we will use Wireproxy for. It's a cross-platform app that establishes a connection to Wireguard server and exposes a local port to serve as a proxy endpoint. And it does it completely in user space, requiring no root or super administrator privileges, which is also good for security, because as a rule of thumb, if you can do something without using elevated privileges, you should do it without using them. Before we jump into Wireproxy setup, here's a prerequisite. In order to use the proxy with our browser and to use it within a browser tab, we need Firefox, and we need a browser add-on called Firefox Multi-Account Containers. So you can just Google it, find the link that leads to Firefox add-ons, clicking Add to Firefox, installing, agreeing, and important part, we just skip through all of those, and then you hit Manage Containers, and go to Advanced Proxy Settings, click it and enable, so that the dialog box will pop up, and we enable this add-on to manage proxy settings. You should just go to the Wireproxy GitHub page, you will find the link in the description, and go to the releases. Here we need to find the release that is compatible with your hardware, meaning your CPU. For the most cases, it will be AMD 64. And that's what I'm going to download. If you have some other architecture, well, you know which it is and you know what to download. After we downloaded it, we can extract it and we will see the binary. Usually it has the X flag set already, so we don't need to worry about that. And now we just cut it, because the downloads folder is not a perfect place to store your applications. We go to the home folder. By hitting Ctrl H, I'm showing hidden files and folders. I go to .local folder, and here I'm just creating a new folder called bin. And I'm putting Wireproxy here. Now, why this folder in particular? Because usually this folder would be on the Linux path. And that means that if we go to the terminal, we can run it just like this, usually. But Linux Mint, when it's a fresh install, it sometimes has a glitch when it doesn't properly apply the profile. So if you're trying to run Wireproxy from your terminal and it shows you an error like this, and you know that it is located in .local bin folder of your user home, you can fix it like this. Now, this is a quick hack, and it will only work until we reboot the computer. But now when I try to run Wireproxy, we can see that the error is different. It now returns an error that says that it needs some configuration file to run, which is good. And we can even check which Wireproxy we're talking about when we're entering this command into the terminal. And we see that it's exactly the file that we need. Now we need a configuration file. In the description, you will find a link to the GitHub page where you will find all the configuration templates. This is one of them. This is a basic Wireproxy configuration file. I will copy it, and I will head over to .local folder again and create a folder, wireproxy.conf. And here I will create wireproxy.conf file and paste the contents of this template. Now, in order to run it, you can see that we have this path here, which suggests that we should also have a file named wg.conf, which is our Wireguard file. Now, where do we get it? We get it from our VPN provider, if it allows you to download Wireguard configurations. Mine, which is Malvat VPN, allows for it. If you're using Malvat, you just go to your account page, go to Wireguard configuration, and here to get a singular file, you choose Android or Chrome OS, generate the key, and here we can choose some country. Let's make it Austria. And now we have this file. I'm going to cut it, head over to local wireproxy.conf and paste it here. And now what I need to do, adjust the name here so that it's the same that we have here. Now I save it, and now we can test if Wireproxy works properly. To do this, we need to do the following. We copy this path, we go to the terminal, and we type in wireproxy-c for config, and we specify the full path to the config file. Now I hit enter, and we see that the Wireproxy is working. It will actually run in a terminal window. That's why I told you that this is a quick and ad hoc setup. Here's a quick way to test if your proxy, local proxy, is working. But you can also try it with some other proxies. We will just use curl. And if I curl ifconfig.me, it would return the IP address that I'm using right now. So this is the public IP that my requests are coming from to ifconfig.me. This IP address is in Sweden, and this is the same IP address. We will send our request to ifconfig.me using the proxy, the local proxy that we are running using Wireproxy, and we see that IP address is different. So now, if I go to my Firefox privacy containers and set up a proxy, when you set up a proxy here, you should just specify it like this, SOCKS, not SOCKS 5. And we can see that this browser tab is accessing Huir.net using our proxy server. Setting up Wireproxy in Windows is quite a simple process. First, you need to go to the Wireproxy GitHub repository. The link you will find in the description. Then you go to the releases page, show all assets, and download Windows AMD 64 version. I already have it downloaded actually. After you do that, you need to extract it, and you will have the wireproxy.exe file, which you copy. Create a folder called Wireproxy in your C drive, or any other drive for that matter, and put wireproxy.exe here. The next step is the config. So you will have to create wireproxy.conf file and hit yes here. It asks if we really want to change the file extension. If you don't see the file extensions, you need to go to View, Options, View, and untick hide extensions for known file types. Otherwise, Windows will not allow you to change the extension of the file. Then you get this sample, which you will find in the GitHub page. You will also find in the description to this video. And you just paste the config part here. Now we need wg.conf. So that's the WireGuard configuration file. I'm going to download it from my Molvad account, but many other VPN providers allow you to download WireGuard configurations. I'll hit generate key. I will choose Belgium for the country, select the server, and download the file. I'm going to copy everything from this file. And here I am going to create wg.conf. Paste the contents that I copied from the WireGuard configuration file, and I'm going to add one important part, mtu equals 1380. Now that we have everything in place, we need to run Wireproxy and check if it's working. And one of the ways to do this is to use PowerShell. So you just open up a PowerShell window. And you can run Wireproxy using this command. And you will see that it at least reports that it's working. But that's not the most convenient way to run it, because you would have to launch PowerShell every time. So instead of doing this, what we can do is create a shortcut here. We just paste the same command here. Call it just Wireproxy. And we can also go to the properties and say that we want to run it minimized, because we don't want to see this big console window when we run it. And now we only need to check that it's working. I will first check the IP address that I have without using proxy. So you can see that the IP address is in Sweden. And now I'm going to use Firefox multi-account containers and set up our Wireproxy as a proxy for the personal container. And now check the IP address, it's in Belgium. And that means that we are using our WireGuard configuration as a proxy for this particular browser tab. What we can also do is check this browser tab for DNS leak. And you can see here that not only we forward our HTTP requests through the proxy that we set up for this container, but Firefox also runs DNS requests using the same proxy here, thus effectively preventing DNS leaks that could reveal that you are behind a proxy to any website that you're accessing.